Hello traders and welcome to the market opening preview. July 12th, 2016 on a Tuesday. Start of our trading week and start of earnings season. Started in the New York session yesterday. Traders, this is brought to you through FXCL Excellence in Trading. Traders, please come visit our website at fxclearing.com for your trading solutions. Hello traders, great to be with you, coming to you live from Pattaya, Thailand. Bright blue sunny skies and white sandy beaches. It is warm and hot. Currently 7:24 a.m. in Thailand and 20:24 on Wall Street. Traders, like I said, great to be with you. A lot to talk about today. Some very interesting charts, and summertime has arrived. All right, traders, let me introduce myself to you. My name is William Gilday. I'm your moderator for the Market Opening Preview Series every single trading day before the London Open. Traders, I will tell you that I do record this presentation during the Asia session. So if you're seeing this in London, just go back about 12 candlesticks, and you should be about where I started my presentation. Traders, just a little bit about myself. I started trading in the year of 2006, and in 2008 I retired from a wonderful 27-year career as a firefighter paramedic out of the great state of Florida. Traders, 9 days later after I retired, I came to Thailand for a 3-month holiday, landed in Bangkok. Well, traders, I'm in my 9th year and still living in Thailand. Absolutely loving the kingdom and the Asian people, the food, the atmosphere, and the climate. It's just like South Florida, hot and humid. But absolutely great. But the biggest thing is the time zone. The time zone is great. I can trade all 3 trading sessions: Asia, London, and New York. New York's only about 2.5 hours, as I do trade a different instrument. I trade options in the New York session. All right, traders, so how do I trade? Well, I listen to fundamentals all day. So I've been up for about an hour and a half now in front of my computer, so I've done all my reading, some analysis for the charts for today's presentation, and I listened to what happened yesterday at the close of New York, right? And what we can expect for today. Then I love being a technician. I love reading candlestick charts. Remember, candlestick patterns tells you a story, tells you possibly where price action is going to go. However, what rules in our analysis? Price action, right? Price action and price levels. And that is support and resistance. I do use the Fibonacci tool a lot, and I'm a pullback trade. In other words, I want the trade to make a move, give us a pullback to most likely a Fibonacci number, and then I'll be more than happy to sell it in the direction of the trend. And I take my trend from the daily chart, the 4-hour chart, to take my bias, mostly the daily chart. I read the daily chart quite a bit, and that's where I take my bias if I think if it's bullish or bearish. All right, that's enough about me. Let's get over to our legal stuff. This is our risk disclaimer. Forex trading has a large potential rewards, but also a large potential of risk. You must be aware of the risks and be willing to accept them in order to invest in the Forex market. Traders, like I say every day in this game, what is the major important note to take? Well, capital preservation, my friends. If you have no capital in your account, you cannot trade. So please do not trade with money you cannot afford to lose. Live to trade another day. Traders, always remember that past performance of any trading system or methodology is not necessarily indicative of future results. All right, let's talk about some news and commentary. 4th day, we've had a green day in the U.S. session. So let's take a look at what the numbers came out at. The Dow 30 is positive 0.44%. The S&P 500 is up 0.34%. The NASDAQ is up 0.64%. And the small cap 2000 is positive 1.22%. Traders, let's head on over to the Eurozone. Ooh, they're getting some feistiness over there. How'd the markets handle it? Looks like they're all in the green again. The DAX is up 2.12%. The FTSE is up 1.40%. The CAC 40 is up 1.76%. And the Eurostoxx 50 is up 1.62%. Everybody's in the green. Looks like they're going to have a prime minister by Wednesday. Wow, they don't mess around. They get to business really quick. And Asia, all in the green. Some of these countries are not open yet. However, the Nikkei 225 is currently trading positive 2.76%. The S&P ASX 200 is positive 0.58%. The China 850, which opens in 1 hour, it closed positive 0.33%. And the Hang Seng, which closed positive yesterday, again opens in 1 hour, closed positive 1.54%. However, the Kospi out of Seoul is currently trading, and they are positive 0.25%. Let's take a look at our economic calendar today. Not a lot going on today. We got some Fed members speaking. Mester speaks today. And we have medium impact news out of the Aussie, which is NAB business confidence. I don't think that's going to do anything, to be honest with you, traders. Then we come down into the European session, and we do have Bank of England Governor Carney speaking today. That will really just be wonderful, and that's going to be 90 minutes into. I'm sorry, that's going to be 2 hours into our London session. He will start to speak. I don't know. He doesn't cause as much reaction anymore. I think his tail is pretty much dusted, right? We got a bunch of FOMC members speaking in the U.S. session. We got Churlo speaking, Bullard speaking, and so we have 2 FOMC members speaking, and that is it. So we got a pretty light day on economic data today. However, just watch those medium impacts. Sometimes I can give you a shockaroo, and it's not an enjoyable thing, right? So what is important today is yesterday I was listening to my news feed, and Prime Minister Abe out of Tokyo, Japan, stated he was going to introduce a stimulus package into the markets today, and it was like, I don't know, 540 trillion yen into the market. So we need to keep an eye on that if that comes to fruition. Now, realize they don't tell you what time they do anything. They normally do it when you least expect it, like 2 minutes before they break for lunch, 1 minute after they close. They're open already, so they're not doing it before they open, or they would have done it already. So you never know when they're going to do this, but if that happens, please protect your yen pairs, because what's going to happen? The yen's going to get very weak. So if you're trading the dollar yen, that's going to really spike to the high side, right? So just be cautious of that. I've been trading from 2006, and I've watched a lot of interventions and stimulus packages from the JPY, and I will tell you that none of them work. Every time, within a week, they're back to the price they started off with. So we'll see. Maybe this one will be different, but like I said, none of them will work. Oil is maintaining it $1,356, pretty much staying in a sideways thing. Big thing is oil has dipped down to 44.65. I'm pretty sure 44.75 in price as the close of New York market yesterday. I'd keep an eye on that. Don't expect oil to go below $40. I'd be very surprised if we hit that low. I would think we're probably as low as we're going to get, and I would look for oil to take a rebound to the upside. All right, let's go to the charts. Some really interesting charts today. And I was going to talk about this during the commentary section, but I wanted to talk about this during chart session. And the reason I'm doing this is I just want to show you the difference between trading in September, October, and November compared to trading in July and August. Yeah, this is the summertime blues, right? This is basically all the big hedge funders and all the big dudes are in Martha's Vineyard on their yachts, sailing around Long Island Sound right now and enjoying their summer in Maine, right? So, the big dogs aren't here, and the markets look like it. If you look at the big spike, that was Friday. Here we are Tuesday. Yesterday's trade worked. Not only did it work once, it gave you a second shot. If you look at that 55 EMA, you can see where we touched the 55 4 times, and it dropped, came down to the bottom of our little triangle there. Remember, that was our support zone. Came down to the bottom there, gave you that blue candle you would have gotten out. What happens 2 candles later? You get a red candle, you get a retest of that candle, and you end up with a blue candle. What else happens there? Your 10 exponential moving average points directly to the upside. That is your signal to get in. What happens? Goes all the way up to the 200 exponential moving average where we wanted it to go, comes all the way back, almost back to our target price, and we end up with 3 dojis. That is the end of that, and you would have gotten out. Then, of course, New York closed, and here we are in Asia, and we're sitting in the middle of nowhere. So what we need here is we need this to pull back up to, now if you look at the right side of this chart, that was yesterday, and I'm just showing you that, I said it was going to take a long time for this trade to work, and it did. It was into the New York session before this trade actually gave us profits in the last direction, but it gave you profits in 2 directions. So the euro came through for us and did give us a good job. However, now we're stuck here, and now it's in a range. And if you look left of the chart, it's a lot of Forex junk. So we want this to pull back up to 1.1084, which would be great, and we'll take it back out at the R1. The S1 pivot point at 1.1028. This is a really nice trade, folks. We just need price action to work for us a little bit, and we'll see how that goes. The dollar is strong. The dollar keeps gaining, and gaining. So I didn't check this morning, but I think it's back to 95, if I'm not mistaken. But the dollar index is strong. So the dollar is strong, and we hopefully will see some weakness. Let the euro come back up to that R1, and we'll sell it. Don't want to sell it here, folks. This is not the place to sell it. You got a 55 EMA. You got a daily pivot point right there. The only advantage is that the 10 exponential moving average is right on top of price. Let's take a look at the pound dollar. Again, this is a chart from yesterday, just showing you that, sometimes these things do amazing tricks and they work, right? What do you have here? Well, I think this is all news related, this chart, by the way. Apparently, this female May is running for prime minister, and she can be in as prime minister as early as Wednesday, from what I understand, from I heard from my news source. And this is all of this that's going on, and the change of prime minister. So I think this is all news data wise. You had a trade when you saw that 10 EMA cross the blue line, which is at 55. That was your trade right there. You just took that down to our triangle, which was our take profit box. Wait for a blue candle. Boom, you got your blue candle. You got out. What happens? You get a red candle, retests the previous candle, and what happens? Boom, there she goes, away, away, away. And that's in the New York session, folks. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, it's pretty close. Looks like the end of London lunch into New York. Somewhere in there, it looks like those 2 big blue candles. But again, this is all related to data that's coming out of the UK rapidly. They're firing away and making decisions. Somebody on one of the parties withdrew from running, and I don't know any law about the UK, so don't quote me on as far as laws go. But the big question was, do they have to have somebody else to run before they pick a prime minister? What I heard from another chat room was, no, they do not. So it's going to be pretty interesting. The UK could have a new prime minister as of Wednesday, is the latest I heard. Today's trade is pretty easy. We're looking for bearish candlestick formation. I'd like to see this pull back a little bit to this 1.2997. We'll take it out at 1.2885. Nice trade, nice move here. Not a lot. There is price action left to the chart. Don't get me wrong, but I think it's going to be a nice move. I think the pound is just never really going to get weak, and the dollar is strong. So, right, we want weak against strong, or strong against weak, and we want to take this to the downside. Right, bias is bearish, bearish, bearish. Take a look at the Aussie dollar. Aussie dollar did not do much of anything. It popped up just a little bit yesterday. Pretty boring, to be honest with you. Not a lot going on there. I think we're going to see what happens with the Abbey stimulus package if he does it today. You just never know what they're going to do. If he was reelected by a landslide, so he's got power now. I mean, the people like him, the people want him. So if he does the stimulus, they're not going to complain. So we're looking for a pullback to this R1 pivot point at 0.7559, and we'll get out at 75.16, right at that S1 pivot, and also the 200 exponential moving average. Just keep an eye on data today, folks, on the economic calendar. When you're looking at some of these, especially these commodity pairs like the Aussie and the Kiwi, the yens, just keep a real eye on them today. I wouldn't touch the yens until we get a confirmation if they JPY is going to do a stimulus package. If API is going to go through with that, that's going to make a big difference in our trading today. Let's take a look at the Euro Aussie. Nothing yesterday. This is yesterday's chart. We're waiting for bearish candlestick formation to close below the daily pivot point, retest it, and we'll take it down to 44.76. We'll get in at 46.82, and that's our trade plan. Simple, simple, simple. Nothing happened yesterday. Absolutely sideways. No price action on the Euro Aussie yesterday. Take a look at this Euro Yen. Wow, did this thing take a hop yesterday? It took a pop up, and then in Asia now it's taking a break to the downside. I did enter this trade to the downside in the European session, and I'm sure I got out at break even. I have not checked, but I'm pretty sure I got out at break even. I had a trailing stop going, and it was just about to hit my break even when I shut off that computer, which was 4 p.m. Thailand time, so that would have been 5 a.m. Wall Street time. So, I'm just waiting for the bearish candle, and possibly take this back down. Or I have a trade plan here, folks, believe it or not, which is a buy trade. What happens if this comes back down to the 618 at 112.85? We got a daily pivot point and a 55 EMA confluence, a fib number, the 61.8, all at the same spot. I think this can come down to this 61.8, and we can buy this at 112.85. We'll get out at 113.64. So that's what I'm looking at here. Depends on the stimulus. If this comes down to that daily pivot, then they do the stimulus this year is going to go up through the roof. Okay? And it'll come down quick, but it's going to go up through the roof. Okay? All right, let's take a look at the New Zealand dollar. Wow, we're over our time already. Wow. All right, it went bullish yesterday. I listened to another chat room during London. A friend of mine moderates in that room, and they're just really a great bunch of guys over there. And I kept saying this Kiwi's going to the downside, and they were all pretty on the bullish side with the Kiwi, and I'm like, no, this is coming back down. And sure as it did, it came back down. What are we going to do today? Well, first of all, we need an aggressive pullback, and I want it to get back up to that R1 at 0.7280, and we'll take profit at 0.7219. Yes, it's got to get through the daily and that 55 EMA, but there's very little price action left of the chart. It's pretty much a wide open space there, so I don't think it's going to have any problem getting back down. I think the problem is going to be getting up to that R1 pivot point so we can sell this. If it breaks this 200 EMA, gives you a retest, you can sell it from there, and then, of course, take your profits at 71.80 at the S2 pivot point. I'm sorry, the S2 pivot point. So, and that's at 71.80. So, if you look at this chart, if you look at the FXCL emblem there, it's at the top of that. That's the price. I'm sorry, at 71.50. Yeah. So, this is we have a couple of opportunities how to get into this New Zealand dollar trade. Dollar traders, I am over by 4 minutes. Traders, on behalf of myself, William Gildan, and our great friends at FXCL Excellence in Trading, I invite you to please come visit our website at fxclearing.com for your trading solutions. Traders, always remember to trade smart and not hard, and we'll see you in about 24 hours. Take care, traders. Bye-bye.